Assalamu alaikum, guys. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope everybody's doing great. What I wanted to do today is, my name is Coach Mohamed, Minnesota, and today what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys some advice and I'm going to give you some encouragements. So what I wanted to do was, since you guys really want to learn English, since you guys really want to speak this language, or you just want to be able to use it in a business area, also use it in education-wise, because if you look at English is spoken all over the world. The whole internet is based off of the English language. So by learning English, what it does is it helps you connect to the world. And how the world get connected is via internet, okay? The World Wide Web. That's how it connects the whole world. And 60% of this whole internet search engines and websites is built on English, okay? If you have other things that you want to do with English, for example, work-wise, for employment, another thing, education, if you would like to further your education, be able to go abroad, go outside the country in order to pursue your educations elsewhere, learning English is a very important thing. Now, I'm going to give you guys some advice. Just because you want to learn English does not mean you're going to learn English. You have to have main reasons to learn English, okay? Some people will just say, oh, I want to learn English. I want to be able to speak English, but I don't want to put in the time and the effort. Well, that's not going to happen. It doesn't even make sense, to be honest with you, okay? So what you have to do is you have to be able to put in the time. You have to be able to put in the effort. It needs determination. Okay, it needs a lot of time. You have to be able to focus on it and put all your effort into it. So if you want to really learn English, all you have to do is try to practice, or memorize, or also try reading at least 1 hour a day. If all of it that you do it together, do it in an hour a day. 2 hours is even better. 3 hours is better. 4 hours is better. The more time, the better it is. But you cannot just learn English for 1 hour, okay? If you go, let's say you're learning at a private school, or you learn at school, okay? 1 hour is not enough, okay? A lot of students have a trouble, okay? They know how to read and write, but they do not know how to speak. They say that I don't have the confidence in order for me to speak. Why is your confidence lacking? The reason why your confidence is lacking is because you just did not go into an environment where the language is used, and you did not practice it, okay? Practicing the language, meaning that you are speaking it every day and you are using it. That's what helps you actually build up your speaking skills. For example, countries that are outside, let's say outside of Africa, or even some European countries, they speak other languages, but in England they speak English. Canada, they speak English, and in America they speak English, and in Australia they speak English. Now those 4 countries, if you really look at it, English is used every day, because that's the language that you have to be able to communicate with the people that live there. Even though they might be foreigners, they might be people that came from other countries, but they still use the language, especially when they go to a store, when they go to a grocery store to buy food or something, when they're at work, you know, they use the language. So that's how they get better at speaking the language, because every day they're using it. Their whole life is connected to it. Now, when your whole life is connected to it, you are forced in order to use the language, okay? So what you have to do is you have to be able to force yourself to speak the language, because if you do not force yourself, nobody else is going to force you, okay? Don't think other people is going to come to you and say, oh, by force you have to speak it, or by force you have to practice it, okay? Nobody's going to do that. You have to be able to force yourself to do that, and you're the only person that can do that, okay? So what you have to do is try to practice as much as you can. Try to put in as much time as you can. If you want to build up your understanding, what you do is you do more listening, okay? The more you listen, the better your understanding gets. The more you read, the better your understanding gets. the more you are able to speak, the more your speech becomes better, okay? Pronunciations, the only thing about pronunciation, some people say, well, I'm pronouncing this word wrong, okay? There's no problem. In order for you to get a word that you are mispronouncing, you have to be able to say it more than 1,000 times, okay? So pronunciation is just repeating that repeating that word. When you repeat that word over and over and over and over again, what happens is your tongue gets used to it. Your tongue gets the hang of it in order to pronounce that word the correct way, okay? So my advice to you guys is, if you are really determined to learn English, and if you really want to learn English, here at Iqra College, what we do is we have teachers. We had teachers that really want to benefit the students, that want to help the students actually learn the language the right way. You might have been to a school where the teachers are not very knowledgeable in the language. But here at Iqra College, we have native teachers. We have teachers that are outside of the country that will teach you the right way, okay? So the other school might have taught you wrong, but here in Iqra, we strive in order to teach the student the correct way, the fastest way, and the most efficient way, okay? So my advice to you guys is, if you guys really want to learn English, join us here at Iqra College. We will help you guys reach your goal and reach your potential, okay? Just wanted to say, I hope you guys take some of that advice I gave you. Listen, try to understand how I'm speaking. I'm a native speaker of English. I've been speaking English for over 28 years, okay? So try to understand what I'm saying and try to see if you can mimic the words that I'm saying. If you heard some words that are new to you, try to pronounce them like how I'm pronouncing it, okay? Thank you guys, and assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.